It's time for you to free to play like a whale, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Welcome to my new series, How to Free to Play Like a Whale, or as I call it, Free to Play Law. Now, Free to Play Law is a focused, disciplined system that's designed to get you more crystals, help you to expand and develop your roster, and get you more resources in the game. Through this system, you're going to become more competitive without having to pay to win. So in the game, there are two types of resources, money and time. Now, I'm not saying don't spend money, because money really is the easiest way to get whatever you want or need in the game. And if you enjoy it and have that resource, by all means spend. But if you don't have that resource, the one resource you have is time. And what you're going to need to do is maximize the efficiency with which you spend your time in order to gain sustainable resources in the game. Crystals are the most valuable resource in the game, and the average player makes about 200 or less crystals per day. And what that means is you're making about 6,000 crystals per month. But let's take a look and see what would happen if you did increase your free crystal income. So if you're able to climb to top 10 in at least one of the arenas, squad or fleet, you're going to basically double that income, and you're going to be making about 12,000 crystals a month. Now take it one step further, and if you're able to come in top 5 in both squad and fleet arena, you're going to be banking the equivalent of a vault and a crate for free every month. And if you're coming in first, you're looking at close to 30,000 crystals a month for free. In short, arena performance is the path to gaining more sustainable resources. You've played a year and a half, and you believe that the top of arena is a whales only club, right? What if I were to tell you that with 3 to 6 months of very focused roster development, you can get to the top of both arenas? Now, you're probably thinking, no, I just can't do that. And okay, 6 months from now, you're going to have made about 36,000 crystals. But if you choose to focus on your roster and take the steps you need to get to the top of the arenas, you're going to make 54,000 during that time, and you're going to sustain making 24,000 plus every month instead of the 6,000 you're making right now. So I'm going to lay out the 7 principles of free-to-play law that are going to help take you to the top. So this is going to be a brief introduction to them, and I'm going to expand on each in later videos. Principle 1 is choose your player style. Now there's really only 3 types of players in the game. The first one being casual. This is the type of person that just wants to have fun in the game, doesn't really want any commitments, and that's fine. The second type is your competitive player, and they are in it to win it. They're going to be focused on their roster, they're going to have good mods, they're going to be doing the things that gets them a lot in the game. Then you have your hardcore players, and they do whatever it takes to win. They will spend the money, they will have the hyper-focused roster, they will have the best mods. What your job is to do is pick the player style that best suits you and commit to it and go for it. If you act like it, you're going to become it. Next, you have to be brutally honest with yourself about where you are in the game right now so you have a solid foundation from which you can go forward. You can have a 4 million roster and still be in the stages of the early game. You can have a 2 million roster and be close to going into endgame. It really depends on your development. There's no shame in any point you start from. The shame is lying to yourself about where you are and being misguided in what you're trying to develop. Just for the record, GP is a horrible measure for development. You have to have focused, specific goals in order to make real progress in this game. Write down all of your goals so they're concrete and in front of you. Make sure your goals aren't too broad or you're going to risk getting overwhelmed. Now that you've got your goals, write down the order of importance. List them all out. Write down how important they are. Rank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, however long it takes. Now, your top 3 are the only ones that matter. I can't stress this one enough. Have realistic expectations. How long is it going to take you to accomplish your goal? Is it too big? Too broad? How useful is it going to be once it's completed? You don't want to work on things that are going to have a negative return on investment. Next, you want to have and maintain discipline. Once you've got a goal, you want to make a solid plan and see that goal to completion. Don't get distracted by things that conflict with your goals. If you're working on squad X and you want squad Y and Z and they require the same resources, but they're not in the same order of importance, if they rank below, don't farm those other things. Complete your goal. Always evaluate your progress. Make a spreadsheet if you have to. Keep a daily journal, a Word document, whatever. You need to make sure that you're making adequate progress towards your goal each day. For example, if your goal is to farm 5 shards of X per day, keeping that daily record will help you to see if you're coming close to that. And I'm talking like one day you get 3 or 4 and the next day you get 6 or 7. That's on track. It's where you start to see that you're getting 1 per day consistently for a week or 2 at a time. That's when something might be going wrong. After 10 days, you should have a pretty good idea if you're staying on track or not. If something's off, think about the small things you can do to correct it rather than large reactions. Maybe it's just that you need to refresh the node once more, or you're gearing something else, putting too much gear on something else that you need for whatever your current goal is. But be ready to adapt when necessary if something's seriously wrong with your plan. If something's going very wrong, go back through the principles. Start from the first principle, start from the third, wherever is going to help you to correct that plan, but identify that flaw and make the adequate correction. It might be that your goal is too broad or your expectations are a little unrealistic. Whatever it is, find the real reason. Don't make excuses. Don't blame it on RNG. It's all in your hands and you can make the most of it. Remember, free-to-play law will make your roster focused and deadly. So please join me for the next episode coming soon where we'll take a deeper look into the 7 principles. I appreciate your support. Please like, subscribe, and share this video. I'd appreciate it if you'd also join me on my Discord server. I'm going to leave the link in the description below. And until next time, follow the law.